hours
Do you
long.
think this Rotten Tomatoes
there.
scores are like, is this rigged?
I don't believe Rotten Tomatoes anymore. I've really actually truly in the past like year, I've started to give up on Rotten Tomatoes
What
and
happened?
don't trust it. Because it seems like their scoring system is inflated.
So everything is higher, or do they favor certain movies?
I
like
think
big directors?
I think that there's. It's not. I don't think it's necessarily about that, but it feels like, anytime there's a movie that there's movies that come out that are like pre-anointed to be really good, right? And you assume that that's going to be the case. It feels like Elvis is to some degree one of those movies. Like, I'm kind of shocked that it has a 78% because that seems closer to accurate in my mind. But it feels like there are some movies that have like a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes that I watch it and I'm like, how did every critic agree that this is like a great movie?
Right.
And then you go in and you read some of the critics' reviews and they're not giving it that kind of a score.
Yeah.
And you read their actual critique and you read the final score and it like this seems like it's not like there's just something that doesn't translate.
Maybe they went corporate, man. I don't know. Maybe they're sponsored by.
I mean, they are owned by somebody, Fandango.
I'm sure it affects sales.
It probably does, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's something that like I've started switching to Metacritic
Okay.
because it feels like
I didn't even know they're still around, dude.
They are. I didn't realize it either. And then I was just complaining about this to somebody the other day. I was like, I don't really like Rotten Tomatoes in terms of like I can't trust it. And I'm on Letterboxd, and Letterboxd also has like its own set of what people think is really good and what people think is really bad.
Yeah.
Which is its own kind of interesting. And I think that just kind of happens with. I mean, look, that happens with any sort of criticism, right?
Yeah.
Some people are going to think movies are great. Some people are going to think movies are bad. And it feels like Metacritic at least offers a better overall picture of what people think as opposed to Rotten Tomatoes, where it just feels like some of this stuff's really going to rise to the top.
Yeah.
And like, it's owned by Fandango. Okay, what is the Thor ranking on Rotten Tomatoes right now? I feel like Thor is ranked somewhere in like the 70s or 80s on Rotten Tomatoes.
The same score as Elvis?
Or perhaps higher. Not that Thor.
See, that's
not
high,
original.
That's high to me.
That's OG. Thor: Love and Thunder. Here we go. Okay, 68%. Okay. From everything I've heard about this movie, this is not a 68% movie.
Yeah.
This is like a 30% movie.
See, I would give Elvis like a 50.
I would give Elvis I would probably give it like a 60. I give it 3 out of 5.
So Thor is that bad.
Apparently Thor is better than Elvis in this ranking system though.
Right.
But from what I've heard, Thor is worse than Elvis.
Yeah.
And it's not like 10 degrees worse. It's like
Do you think that when there are certain big names in
increasingly
movies,
worse.
you can't score below a whatever, right? Like if it's like Chris Hemsworth or Tom Hanks, like can Tom Hanks be in something and score less than 70?
Maybe. I mean, I'm sure that there's got to be somebody. What's the lowest scoring? Because I know they did this with Nick Cage a little while ago, and Nick Cage, of course, is like he's a hard one to gauge. What's Tom Hanks' lowest ranked movie? I want to find this out. This is actually really intriguing.
Look, Toy Story, you got like those are on 90s and 100s.
Yeah, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, blah, blah, blah. Toy Story 3 is better than both of the other Toy Stories.
Three got me.
All right. Yeah, it's all the Toy Stories.
Go all the way
to the bottom. Yeah, let's see what we got.
What is that?
The Bonfire of the Vanities. That got a 16%. The Circle, Ithaca. These are all like the teens, the 20s. Oh, the Da Vinci Code.
That's fair.
The Da Vinci Code, actually, though, I wouldn't say a 25% movie.
I liked it.
It's straight down the middle.
I liked it.
But this is the problem with Turner and Hooch. 50%. I've never seen Turner and Hooch. I have no idea. How dare I can't tell. Anyway, there's something I'm not going to dig into it, but I do feel like there's something off with Rotten Tomatoes these days.